Derrick Henry made a promise that about to change everything in the NFL. This time, I'm taking the ring. After so many years coming close, he joined the Ravens with one clear mission: to win the Super Bowl no matter what. But why is he so confident now? What happened that made him make such a bold statement? And how could this change the team and the entire season? There's a lot behind this story, so stay with me until the end because I'm going to tell you everything. After years as the face of the Titans offense, Derrick Henry made the most important decision of his career: switching teams. It wasn't just any change. He wasn't chasing a new contract just for money or personal comfort. What Henry really wanted was a real chance to finally win the title that slipped away in 2019. After years leading stats and breaking defenses, he felt something was missing to crown his NFL journey, and that something was the Vince Lombardi Trophy. That's why he looked at the Ravens differently. Baltimore had come close year after year, always among the favorites, but never able to take the final step. With a solid defense, an MVP quarterback, and an aggressive system, the Ravens represented exactly the kind of team Henry was looking for, ready to win now. More than that, he wanted to be part of a project with real ambition to reach the top. Baltimore offered that. When announcing his arrival, Henry made it clear the choice was purpose-driven. In an interview on the Lounge podcast, he said straight up, "I came here to be a champion." And his tone wasn't just wishful thinking. It was conviction. He wants to leave a legacy and believes that with the Ravens jersey, that's possible. It's no longer about personal records, but a ring that will immortalize his name as a complete winner, on and off the field. With this mindset, Henry arrived in Baltimore not as a star chasing individual glory, but as a warrior determined to lead a whole team to glory. And if there was any doubt about the immediate impact he would have, it disappeared in the first games of the season. On the field, with the ball in his hands, he began to show why this choice was more than strategic. It was a decision of a champion in the making. Right in his first season with the Ravens, Derrick Henry showed exactly why his signing was one of the smartest moves in the NFL. Even joining a new offensive system and sharing the spotlight with Lamar Jackson, he quickly became the centerpiece of the offense. With 1,921 rushing yards and 16 rushing touchdowns, Henry not only led the team in these stats, but also finished as the second-best running back in the entire league. All at age 30, a stage when many running backs start slowing down. Even more impressive was that he did this with an average of 5.9 yards per carry, the best of his career. That means every time he touched the ball, almost 6 yards were gained, a direct impact on the offense's flow and aggression. And if anyone doubted he could adapt to a new team, those doubts were buried week after week. Henry didn't just maintain a high level. He raised the team production standard, becoming the offensive engine that balanced Baltimore's scheme. This consistency was no accident. It was a result of physical preparation, competitive mindset, and growing chemistry with the team. He shared the spotlight with Lamar Jackson, respected the tactical system, and delivered numbers that justified every penny spent. For the first time since 2018, a player other than Lamar led the Ravens in rushing yards, which spoke volumes about Henry's impact. In the end, Henry wasn't just a major reinforcement. He was responsible for changing the Ravens' offensive identity, making the team more dangerous, more physical, and better prepared for decisive moments. Yet even this historic performance wasn't enough to avoid a pain he knows well: the frustration of seeing the Super Bowl slip away once again. The Ravens season showed steady growth, and the final stretch indicated the team was ready to finally break through the conference finals barrier. But fate, once again, was cruel. Against the Buffalo Bills, a team Baltimore had crushed by over 20 points during the regular season, the Ravens suffered a painful loss, decided by a missed 2-point conversion. It was one of those moments that leaves deep marks on any competitor. For Derrick Henry, the pain was even stronger. He knows what it means to come close and not make it. After everything he did during the year, watching the title slip through his fingers hit him hard. But unlike many who take the offseason to rest or disconnect, Henry reacted differently. Just 1 week after elimination, he was back at practice. The frustration became fuel, and his focus was immediately redirected to the next opportunity. This attitude says a lot about what drives Henry at this point in his career. He's no longer satisfied with good campaigns or individual recognition. What he truly wants is to win, and he knows he can't waste any time. Every gym rep, every run, every detail of his physical preparation has one goal: to turn the pain of defeat into energy for another shot at glory. With this, Henry sent a silent but powerful message to the entire Ravens locker room. Next season starts now. There's no room for complacency, no margin for error. While he dedicated himself intensely to training, Baltimore's front office worked hard to make sure the team would be even stronger for 2025.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
While Henry set an example of focus and commitment off the field, the Ravens front office worked to ensure the foundation of offensive success was maintained and strengthened. One of the first moves was a contract extension with left tackle Ronnie Stanley, a key piece to protect the quarterback and open lanes for the running game. Alongside him, fullback Patrick Ricard was also retained, ensuring continuity in the system that allowed Henry to shine. But management didn't stop there. In a surgical offseason performance, the Ravens targeted specific pieces in the market and the draft, aiming for reinforcements to boost the team in all areas: offense, defense, and special teams. The idea was clear: build a roster so complete that any past weaknesses could be fixed with depth of talent and strategic intelligence. The coaching staff and management's reading was precise. The roster was already strong but needed fine-tuning to become unbeatable. These moves show that Baltimore's ambition goes beyond speeches. The team doesn't just want to compete, it wants to win. And all this reinforces Henry's confidence that he is in the right place, with the right people at the right time. When he says he believes the Ravens can be champions, it's not an empty phrase. It's the insight of someone who has seen up close what works and what doesn't in the quest for a title. With a renewed roster, a consolidated system, and shared leadership among experienced players, Baltimore enters 2025 with a rare combination: hunger, talent, and structure. This ideal scenario is exactly what allows Henry to speak with such certainty about what's coming, because now he wants to lead this journey not just with words, but with action. When asked about the future and possible retirement, Derrick Henry was categorical. He's nowhere near thinking about that yet. Even at 30 years old and with more than a decade of career, he feels he still has much to deliver. More than that, he wants to deliver something that's still missing: the NFL championship title. That's why he signed a contract extension through 2027, showing faith not only in his own body but in the Ravens' long-term project. Henry's stance at this moment is full leadership. He's not just a valuable reinforcement or a key player on the field. He's someone who has lived through the league's ups and downs and knows exactly what it takes to go further. This experience is something he intends to share with the roster, from practice fields to locker room talks. He doesn't just want to play well. He wants to drag the whole group toward the same goal with the same intensity. For 2025, the plan is clear: turn last season's frustration into triumph. Henry believes this is a year when everything can align. The roster is mature, the system is tuned, and the player core understand that the time to win is now. He has publicly stated, "We have everything we need. Now we just have to execute." This sense of urgency is what separates ordinary leaders from true champions. Henry is ready to take on this role. With preseason approaching, expectations are that he will start spreading this confidence throughout the group. He believes the title will come. And when someone with Derrick Henry's history, strength, and seriousness says this, the locker room listens. Now, it remains to be seen if that confidence will translate into execution on the field. Because for Henry, 2025 is not just another season. It's a chance to finally touch the glory he's pursued since his very first snap. Derrick Henry is more focused and determined than ever, with the conviction that the Super Bowl title is within reach for the Ravens and for himself. After a season of high numbers and near victories, he and the team seem ready to take the next decisive step. The combination of talent, front office strategy, and a reinforced roster creates the ideal scenario to finally win that long-awaited trophy. Will 2025 be the year Derrick Henry and the Ravens make history together? Leave your thoughts in the comments about this promising season and your Super Bowl prediction.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.